So yesterday in Tennessee, or day before yesterday in Tennessee, the Tennessee legislature was debating House Bill 2603. It was introduced by Democratic Representative Gloria Johnson. And what it says is that children who are under 13 who have been raped can get an abortion. 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, 11, 12 years old. If you're a young girl and you've been raped and you get pregnant, you can get an abortion in Tennessee. That was the legislation that was being proposed by Representative Gloria Johnson. It was wiped out by the Republicans. Right across the board, with few exceptions, the Republicans in Tennessee said, nope, we're not going to allow that legislation because 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-old girls who get raped and end up pregnant should be forced to take that baby to term. Now, yes, pregnancy is a potentially deadly thing, right? Women, a couple out of 2, 3 out of every 100,000 women die from giving childbirth as adults. It becomes exponentially more deadly when you're 10 years old. It becomes massively more deadly. But the Tennessee Republicans don't care about that because they're just like, they're totally in the bag for the religious, hardcore religious crazies. House Bill 1244 in South Dakota, the same thing. This is from Jessica Valenti's Substack newsletter. They've got this bill or this ballot measure that will allow abortion in South Dakota. And they've gotten enough signatures to put it on the ballot. So now Representative John Hanson, who is, by the way, the vice president of South Dakota Right to Life, has introduced legislation, HB 1244, in South Dakota that would allow people who had signed the petition that got this on the ballot to withdraw their signature. And if one person withdraws their signature from a batch of ballots that contain, say, 10,000 signatures, all 10,000 signatures get invalidated under this legislation. So South Dakota, the Republicans in South Dakota think that they have figured out a way, this slick trick, right? The really sneaky stuff. In Ohio, they figured out a way to keep this thing off the ballot, to keep abortion off the ballot. Because the people always vote to have the right for a woman to have the right to have an abortion. And Republicans, of course, don't like that. So in Ohio, when Democrats got enough, or when Ohio citizens, frankly, a lot of Republicans too, got enough signatures on the to put abortion on the ballot in Ohio, the Ohio legislature tried to say, well, we're going to raise the threshold for a ballot measure to pass from 50% to 60%. In South Dakota, what they're trying to say is, oh, you got the 120,000 signatures you needed? Well, if we can knock 10 or 20,000 of those signatures out, you will have to take that ballot measure off the ballot because you won't have enough signatures to have it certified, even after it's been certified. Jessica Valenti writes, basically this means if anti-abortion groups are able to convince or intimidate a small group of people into removing their names from the petition, they could stop the entire ballot process, which obviously is the point. Amen. Meanwhile, over at the Heritage Foundation, they want to make sex dangerous again. This is weird. I have to share that with you on the other side of this break and pick up your calls. So stay with us. It's the place where smart people get their news.